how some people casually watch Stranger Things? Well, if you are an obsessive viewer like me, you've probably noticed those sneaky little hints the Duffer Brothers dropped.
Yes, bro. Okay, so yeah, predicted its own plot. It'd be mad foreshadowing, nigga. We see it. We be seeing your foreshadowing. You not slick, gang. So that's the other half of the problem. If I could see your foreshadow from a mile away and point it out as foreshadow, that's a problem. I'm over here watching the movie in the theater. Homegirl hit her hip on the side of the desk. I said, that's foreshadow. Later in the movie, some shit happened with that side of the desk. I ain't gonna say what, just in case y'all might want to go see that movie, and I can't even tell you what the name of the movie was. I was high on my mind.
Secretly predicting the future of the show, like this hidden detail in the very first episode that pretty much everybody missed. It all kicks off in episode 1 when Mike, Lucas, Dustin, and Will are playing Dungeons and Dragons, facing off against the Demogorgon, a powerful, terrifying monster from the game. Mike warns the group that it's their biggest challenge yet, and moments later, they lose when Will fails his dice roll. But here's the thing, this isn't just some random monster, it actually foreshadows the very real threat that soon abducts Will and terrorizes Hawkins.
They foreshadow something every time they pull out Dungeons and Dragons. There's a foreshadow. If y'all don't know this yet, y'all really not watching the show. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty clever, right? It set the tone for the.
I'm glad you said that because I sure was gonna ask what movie you went to see. I'm weak.
Entire series, making their games subtle clues about what's to come. Fast forward to season 4, and suddenly we are hearing this eerie grandfather clock chime again and again.
Apparently that clock chime was all the way back in season 1. I think that's what he just said. You see how I'm not paying attention? That right there. Lock in, Jayden.
For every single one of Vecna's victims bites the dust. But here's what's genius, that sound. It's not just there to creep you out, it's Vecna's calling card. And it starts way before the victims even know they're being hunted. Like Chrissy, the chimes follow her like a curse, but it's not random. It's foreshadowing Vecna's grip tightening around her. Jumping back to season 2, remember when Lucas teases Dustin for failing to rescue Princess Daphne in the arcade game Dragon's Lair? Most people laughed this off, but looking closer, it was actually foreshadowing Lucas winning Max's affection over Dustin. In season 4, Jason Carver delivers a line that seems—
See, they skipped season 2. I wasn't there for season 2. They watched season 2 in like a night, and I missed it all. I was so upset. I'm like, how the fuck did y'all manage to do that without me? I told them that we not watching a single episode without me no more. I was locked in. I'm like, yo, y'all not gonna do that. I feel betrayed. Like, what? A whole season? I understand a few episodes, but damn.
Like nothing more than harmless teenage bravado. While talking to Lucas, he casually quips that a hangover feels like being split in two. It plays like a throwaway joke. At the time, it's easy to shrug it off. Fast forward to the chaos of the Upside Down, breaking through into Hawkins. Jason finds himself at ground zero. As the gates tear through town, one of them rips directly through Jason's body, splitting him in two in a gruesome blink and you'll miss it moment.
Wow.
It's quick, brutal, and merciless. And suddenly, that hangover joke isn't so funny. The beauty and horror of this foreshadowing lies in its subtlety. And the fact that he said it, that makes it all the more haunting. The real hangover, realizing the Upside Down doesn't care who you are. There is another sneaky clue in season 4. In the premiere, behind Will during a school presentation, the name Henry subtly appears. Henry Creel, as true fans know, is Vecna's real name.
He deserved that though. He sure did.
It was a tiny hint.
See, when Will, bro, she was trying to push up on Will. This man said, nah. I'm like, yeah, he's gay. Immediately. I don't give a damn if it's Pride Month, bro. Lock in. This is fine shit. Immediately. What do you take that down?
Pointing towards Vecna's connection to Will and the unfolding nightmare. At first, Eddie Munson's tattoos just seem like part of his heavy metal rebellious style, but if you look a little closer, those bats on his arm aren't just cool designs, they're a quite clue about what's coming. Fast forward to his final moments in the Upside Down and those tattoos take on a whole new meaning. Eddie doesn't just fight any monster, he faces a swarm of terrifying bat-like creatures. And in one of the most unforgettable scenes in Stranger Things, he charges into battle with them, buying time for his friends and proving he's more than the town's misunderstood outcast. He dies fighting the very things that were in.
I mean, realistically, if he didn't die here, what was they gonna do? Send him to jail? Like, bro, he's the only one that they could actually like pin this on and it genuinely makes sense inside of the world of not understanding, you know, the Demogorgons and all this other shit in the Upside Down. They don't know what the hell that is. So Eddie would be the immediate go-to, just because he was the first he was the first you know what I'm saying, the you know, shit
on his skin all along.
I teared up when Eddie died.
But powerful. The
Yeah,
bats on
me
his
too.
arm were more than just decoration. They hinted at his fate from the very beginning. Back in an earlier season, there's a sweet but easy to miss moment between Will and his mom Joyce. Will's talking about Dungeons and Dragons, explaining how sometimes even smart wizards can't outthink their enemies. When that happens, he says they have to use powerful spells like Fireball to win. At the time, it just sounds like a kid geeking out over his favorite game, but later, that little moment turns into something much bigger. When Will is taken over by the Mind Flayer, he's trapped in his own body and nothing seems to help. Then Joyce does something bold. She uses heat and fire to force the creature out of him. She literally turns up the heat in the cabin, knowing it's the only way to fight what's inside her son. Just like the Fireball spell Will mentioned, fire becomes the weapon that finally works.
Like, bro, how are you even paying attention that much to even peep a little ass sentence like that? Realistically, I'm not peeping sentences. I'm peeping like small things, like a camera pan. I feel like you're supposed to peep those things. But dialogue? Yo, y'all are different. I'm not gonna lie, dialogue, y'all niggas is different. How are you peeping dialogue? I can't peep that.
It's an amazing piece of hidden foreshadowing that no one noticed. When Murray first appears, he was ranting about a Russian invasion in Hawkins. It's easy to dismiss him as just another crazy conspiracy theorist, something to roll your eyes at and move on. Even Hopper treats his theory like a joke, but here's the twist. Murray wasn't crazy, he was ahead of the curve. Season 3 wastes no time proving just how right he was. Beneath the surface of the Starcourt Mall, literally a covert Russian operation is underway, complete with military scientists, armed guards, and a massive machine designed to punch a hole into the fabric
that
of
had
reality.
to be season
While
1,
everyone
Murray.
else was busy underestimating him, Murray had already connected the dots. His so-called wild theories were actually early warnings. It's a brilliant bit of foreshadowing that caught my eye. Fast forward to season 4.
The thing about Stranger Things is they already had an ending planned. It's just that they didn't have the season 1 cast wasn't supposed to be the show's cast. But we fell in love with the season 1 characters so much that they had to bring them back and kind of rework their ending and their story a little bit, because now it revolves around one group of people versus an entire like universe. You know what I'm trying to say? Or world building type situation. Yeah. Yeah.
You know that eerie clock chime that plays before Vecna shows up? It wasn't just for scares, it was a countdown to death. In episode 1, Prissy walks into the woods and sees a grandfather clock. Its glass cracked in a very specific pattern. Later, when Vecna opens a portal,
did we say this already?
Exact same crack. Coincidence? Not in Hawkins. But here's where it gets interesting and crazier. The Roman numerals on the clock go up to 4, not IV. 4 identical ones. Why? Because Vecna doesn't just need 4 victims, he is number 1, Henry Creel. That's some next level foreshadowing hiding in plain sight. At first it just looks like a fun D&D scene, but if you were paying attention, it literally spoiled the whole season. Dustin rolled an 11.
Boom! That's literally what I clicked on the video for. They do this on purpose, gang. They spoil the entire season within a Dungeons and Dragons game. Have you seen season 2? I have seen season 2. When I walk into season 5, this new season that they about to drop, and the first game is Dungeons and Dragons, pay attention, bro. Just pay attention. They gonna tell you everything that you need to know within them first 15 minutes. They gonna tell you exactly how the shit gonna go down. They might invert it a little bit, but something gonna tell you what's gonna go down.
To stop Vecna. He fails. Only when Erica rolls a perfect 20 do they win the game. Sound familiar? It's the exact same setup in the Upside Down. 11 fights Vecna and fails. It takes multiple parties to even have a shot. This game wasn't just a game, it was a warning. You probably saw the Stranger Things 4 poster and thought, cool art. But look again, 4 roads, 4 corners, all spiraling into one massive rift. That's not just a design, that's Vecna's strategy.
Vecna.
4 victims, 4 deaths, 1 giant crack in Hawkins. The Duffers literally spoiled the entire season before it even aired, and nobody caught it. You don't mess around with Jim. Hopper sings it in the car, laughing carefree, but here's the twist. That song ends with Jim getting killed by a stronger man. Season 3 ends with Hopper dying in the Russian explosion, so yeah, they warned us. Back to season 1, remember when the Demogorgon unlocks a door without touching it? That shouldn't be possible. Demogorgons don't have telekinesis. But you know who does? Vecna. Vecna was already active even back then, controlling the Demogorgon like a puppet, giving it temporary powers to do his bidding. That tiny moment opens the door literally to something wild. Vecna might have been
1 second.
influencing events long before we knew his
My
name.
apologies.
Season 1, Episode 3, Nancy walking down the hallway, worried, asking around, "Have you seen Barb?" We all know the answer, but in that moment, the show already gave it away. Right behind Nancy is a poster pinned to the school bulletin board. Black letters, a single word, nevermore. It's a nod to Edgar Allan's Poe's The Raven, where a grieving narrator is haunted by the word
Nevermore, Edgar Allan Poe, the man with tuberculosis.
after losing someone forever, hinting Barb's death. In Season 2, Episode 7, yep, The Lost Sister, the one nobody likes to rewatch. There's
Yeah.
a strange symbol in the background of one scene, a hand with an eye in the center. To a casual viewer, just creepy
Oh,
graphics.
shit.
To a D&D nerd, that's Vecna's signature mark. It's the same symbol from the Vecna Lives, Dungeons & Dragons module, and knowing how deep the Duffer
Vecna
Brothers are
Lives?
into their
I think it was
D&D
Vecna
lore.
Lives.
If you want to know about the major deaths in Stranger Things, then click on the right video, and if you want to see some cool hidden details, then click on the left video.
Yeah, I'm cool off that. They kind of went over the same thing I was saying earlier. Like, really, realistically, all they do is foreshadow. Will was dead all along. I'm not touching it. Just sent you another vid, but you can react to it tomorrow. Bet. If you actually watch the show, then you know that the Dungeons and Dragons game are a whole bunch of fucking spoilers. All it is foreshadow. Hate to break it to you guys, but if you watch your shit, you know it's gonna foreshadow.